And so there'll be nothing left but the truth. And so what is the truth? Me and God together. Nothing left. Nothing left to take away your unbelief, Thomas. Nothing left but me and the truth. Right? Thomas says, I won't believe in a man's word. Not even my friends, not even the disciples of Jesus. But I will only believe in that which I can see, which I can touch, and which I can feel. He goes on to say, and you shall bring the Levites before the tent of meeting and assemble the whole congregation of the people of Israel. When you bring the Levites before the Lord, the people of Israel shall lay their hands on the Levites. And Aaron shall offer the Levites before the Lord as a wave offering from the people of Israel, that they may do the service of the Lord. Do the service of the Lord, being a servant to God's will. As Jesus didn't come to serve his own will, but the will of God. And it was the will of God that you be saved, that you receive eternal life. Not because you believed, but because God loved Jesus. And Jesus loved God. Right? That Jesus is the reward for not destroying you, but for blessing you, for listening to you instead of becoming angry with you, for being a direct representation of who God is. Love. Love. Right? It gives us same inheritance, a wave offering. Right? We're going to wave off these guys' sin before they've done any good or before they've done any bad. Wave offering. Jesus said this is finished, and it's been finished since the creation of the world. Then the Levites shall lay their hands on the heads of the bulls, and you shall offer the one for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering. Jesus Christ being the sin offering, right? And the Antichrist being the burnt offering. Right? We've got the mark of the image, the name, burnt offering, and the sin offering. Two different bulls, two different things. All right? To make atonement for the Levites. Jesus has done this to make atonement for your sin, for the Levites. Those who serve God's purpose will forgive from their heart. Bless your enemies. Pray for those who persecute you, for those who obey these commands. Right? And you shall set the Levites before Aaron and his sons, and you shall offer them as a wave offering to the Lord. Thus you shall separate the Levites from the people of Israel, and the Levites shall be mine, says God. Mine. And after the Levites shall go to serve in the tent of meeting, when you have cleansed them and offered them as a wave offering. Jesus cleanses you and offers you to him. I don't even have a say in this. I have no choice in this. This is why God allows free will. Right? This is why God allows free will. And because love can't exist if free will isn't a reality. It's not about our will. It's about his love. You're deserving of an eternal punishment. You are the mark, the image, and the name that God detests. Right? It's not about you. It's about Him and how much He loves you just the way you are. Just the way you are. He says, for they are wholly given to me from among the people of Israel. Instead of all who open the womb, the firstborn of all the people of Israel, I have taken for myself. The firstborn of all of Israel. Taken for myself. For all the firstborn among the people of Israel are mine, says God. Jesus Christ being the firstborn of the dead. So He died to become God of the dead and those who are slaves to death. Those are mine. Who is God's children? Keep the day Sabbath day holy. Last day holy. Who belongs to God? Everybody who dies a natural death. We die naturally from war. We die naturally from pestilence. We naturally die from famine. We naturally die when we get cancer. We naturally die as a result of sin. And God says, everybody who dies is mine. Mine. Right? Convicted. Convicted, not of sin. Convicted, not of my ability to save myself. Convicted. Right? Convicted, convinced, persuaded to believe the truth, no matter where I go. Whether it be I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death, through famine, through hate, through rejection, through affliction, through death, through cancer. Nothing can take me from the hand of the living God. Convicted, convinced. Convinced. Nothing from the future, nothing from my past, nothing that I can do can take me from the hand of God. Convicted of being His son. What's the evidence? And what gives me proof? Your hate and your rejection. Your unwillingness to see I am worthy of God's love. Care. Compassion. Of His goodness. Worthy of all of God's promises. Who are worthy. All the firstborn belong to me, He says. On that day I struck down all the firstborn in the land of Egypt. Right? In the day when I did that, when He killed all the people in the land of Egypt, all the firstborn, every house, all the way to the house of Pharaoh, felt the pain of death. He said, I concentrated them for myself. Right? And I have taken the Levites instead of all the firstborn among the people. And the people of Israel. And I have given the Levites as a gift to Aaron and to his sons from amongst the people of Israel to do the service for the people of Israel in the tent of the meeting and make atonement for the people of Israel, that they may be no plague among the people of Israel when the people of Israel come near the sanctuary, so that there will be no plague. Why do you think Jesus says, in here, in my country, in my kingdom, there are no murderers? There's no plague. There's no death. There is no sin. There's no plague. It is all gone. It is all removed. It's been destroyed. Right? Finished. Yet we live. Well, we're here. Right? And God says, of course. What is left? It's you and I. What does the kingdom of heaven look like? Why do people can't see Jesus Christ in our world today? And he says, chapter 18, back to Luke, Jesus says, he also told this parable to some who trusted in themselves that they were righteous and treated others with contempt. He says, 2 men went up to the temple to pray. One a Pharisee and the other a tax collector. The Pharisee, standing by himself, prayed thus, God, I thank you that I am not like other men, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even like this tax collector. I fast twice a week. I give tithes to all that I get. But this tax collector, standing far off, would not even lift up his eyes to heaven, but beat his breast, saying, God, have mercy or be merciful to me, a sinner. I tell you the truth, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other, for everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, and everyone who is humbled will be exalted. Right? He who trusts in man is cursed. But he who trusts in God will be blessed. What does the kingdom of heaven look like here in this world? The man who keeps the Sabbath day holy. Don't bring a burden into the house of God. Stop trying to save yourself. You're already saved. Stop trying to heal yourself. You've already been healed. That's the thing. He's in the midst of us. God is with us today. So Moses says, be careful to do these commands. You never know when God's going to be the one standing in front of you saying, how's it going? You never know if God is the one standing in front of you when you're beating him down. Be ready, be prepared, and be willing to receive God when God walks into your house. Right? Who is God? God is love. You don't believe it. Because if you were son like father, or father like son, if God is love, his children are love. We have a purpose in life. What's our purpose? To atone for their sins. Forgive your brother from your heart. And God will forgive you. So that God may save all men. Love yourself. You are the child of God. See you next time.